Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rebecca and I've got two young boys, Jamel and Joel. So I decided to do today's video because it's been ages since I've done like a sit down video. It's been really hot in London. I think it's about 28 degrees today. That's why I've got my cocktail. I was out in the garden, but then as I was recording the video, I got a message on my phone to say that it was overheating. So I thought, okay, let me just come back inside and just record from in my living room. So I hope you guys have been well. I've been, in terms of my mental health, it's been up and down. I think people ask me all the time, like how are you coping and stuff, in terms of like after like finding out about the diagnosis of Jamel. I have good days, I have bad days. I think I did mention in the previous video that I started speaking to a therapist. It helps a little bit. I did like kind of learn how to like manage my emotions and stuff. I think you just kind of have to take each day as it comes. I think I've joined like groups and stuff with like other parents of same children. SEN basically means special educational needs. After speaking to them, they've like kind of shared with me that they kind of, when they're feeling down, they focus on like how far their kids have come and like their progress and stuff. And I think that that's a really good way, that's a really good technique to have, because I think sometimes you can get so caught up in like the negative things that you forget about the positives. And honestly, when I think about the progress from when I first went to the health review when he was 2 and he was not speaking at all, and they referred him to a speech therapist, till now of getting the diagnosis and him being in reception, the progress is immense. Like, he has made so much progress. He's starting to try and put words together in order to form like sentences and stuff, and he's like saying his alphabet, like he's learned a lot of colours. He's just made so much progress. So I think it's really important to focus on the positive things, because otherwise, if you only focus on the negative things, it's kind of like taking away the praise from your children. Or your can be sad, we are allowed to say that it's sad, and I think sometimes parents shy away from that, because you kind of, I personally felt a bit of guilt for like maybe being upset that my son was autistic, but I'm allowed to feel like that. You see other parents that are like over the moon and they appear to be happy, but when you do speak to them, they have also gone through the same thing. So it's totally normal if you feel like that. Everyone wants their child to excel, everyone wants their child to be quote unquote normal. So there's nothing wrong with feeling a bit down about it, but you have to pick yourself up at the end. Like, as hard as it is, you do have to just pick yourself up, and it does get better. Like, it takes time, but it gets better. I think I'll do like a separate video showing you like kind of like their progress and stuff, because they're not here at the moment, they're with their dads. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about like the misconceptions of autism. I think I'm kind of guilty as well. Like, you know, a lot of people have like the little sayings like, oh, people that are autistic, they don't show emotion, they don't like to hug or kiss, and etc. Jamel, he hugs and kisses me all the time. I think if you believe these misconceptions, then it would make you think that, hold on, no, my son doesn't have autism, because he does hug and kiss me and he is affectionate. And that's the thing, like, you can't judge people, you can't put everyone in the same box. They're all different. Children or an adult with autism, they may not progress very well in their education or like later on in life in terms of being independent, but there's a spectrum, so it depends on how severe, I would say. Like, the geniuses in the world, like Albert Einstein for example, have been autistic and they are very intelligent, so there's no limitations. And I feel like it's the 21st century, and there's a lot more like help out there. I think maybe back in the day, in like maybe our grandparents or our parents' times, when they may not have understood certain conditions, not have understood it as well back then, and so there was limited resources in terms of like helping people and stuff. So I think that definitely now there's a lot more things out there in terms of like helping people and stuff. So like, even with Jamel, a lot of people have said to me that I was lucky to get his diagnosis quite young. I got it when he was 4, I think. Yeah, 4. He's now 5. And that means he's got literally the rest of his life now to just get all the help that he needs. So now that he's in primary school, he's in reception and he's getting speech therapy. I can't wait. If he's made just this amount of progress in literally, I think it's coming up to a year of him being in primary school, imagine how much progress he's going to make by the time he gets to year 6. And that's what I'm really focused on at the moment, is just getting him as much help as he can, so that once he gets to secondary school, like, he obviously is a lot more, I don't want to say advanced, but I just want to give him that kind of pushed up, because I know that it can hold him back, the autism. It obviously is delaying certain aspects of his progress. So I just want him to get that kind of help, so that when he does get to secondary school, and I guess it starts to get a lot more, his education is a lot more important, he doesn't feel as held back, basically. Oh, sorry, I had to drink my drink. It's literally so hot in London. But yeah, I don't know if I can actually think of any other misconceptions. I know that there's loads. If you are a parent of a child that has autism, or if you have autism yourself, share some of yours. Like, I'd love to hear, because I think that you hear so many all the time, and we need to understand that people are different. Autism affects people differently. We need to do more learning and unlearning as well, as adults, and we need to know better. One thing I will share with you is that a big fear of mine was bullying. I think that maybe parents of SEND kids have a bit more of a fear, because your children are a lot more vulnerable. And when he first started, I remember I always used to ask the teachers, how is he with the kids? Like, is he doing well? But most, like, in particular, how is he with the kids? Like, are they okay with him? Because I have had a few children that have, like, said to me, like, a few family members and stuff, oh, why does he not talk, or he's not talking to me, etc. They would notice it more because they're spending, like, the whole of their school day with him. I've spoken to so many teachers. I've spoken to the deputy head, I've spoken to his main teachers and other teachers that are around, and one thing they always say to me is that the children are, like, sometimes they can be better than the adults. They're so, like, nurturing towards each other. Like, they all look out for each other, and they say that they look out for him all the time. They always include him in the playing, and he's literally made so many friends. Whenever I pick him up, when I'm doing a school run, or when I'm dropping him, like, I have, like, numerous children always shouting his name and saying hello and bye. And I think it just warms your heart just to know that, like, that children aren't treating your, like, child differently based on something that he can't help. Like, so it's really nice to know that, like, you can send your child to school, and obviously I know that there is going to be a few children that can just be a bit funny and stuff, and sometimes bullying does happen, but it's just nice to know that at this point I'm still not having to worry about that. It's just one less thing to worry about, basically. I think it's just best to communicate with your child's teachers, just really be on board with it. Even in terms of the speech therapy, it wasn't until I got the diagnosis that they finally started getting the speech therapist in the school, which annoyed me a bit, but at the end of the day, me being annoyed, that's just gonna annoy my spirit. It's not really gonna do anything for them. They're gonna carry on with their job and continue to get paid. So all you can do is try and push them to just do what your child is entitled to. He's getting the speech therapy now anyway, so I'm happy about that. I've had the meeting with the speech therapist, and she's given me all the goals that she's got for him. So we just have to continue working with that. Being out in public and being kind of, like, fearful or conscious of, like, how other people might act towards you. So obviously I've mentioned that my car's broken down, so I've been forced to obviously get on the bus with them. At first I was walking in, and I thought no, it was literally a half an hour walk there and a half an hour walk back home, and I thought, no, this is too much, I have to get on the bus. And, like, I've been a bit funny because ever since I've had both of them, I've always had a car. It can be a bit like I don't know, I tend to get anxious just because sometimes if you have a pram, there may not be no space, and you have to wait for, like, 2 or 3 more buses. And then when you get on the bus, obviously it's a bit of a journey. It's about 15 minutes, but still, that journey can be so long. It can be feel so much longer when you have children. I remember the first day that I got the bus with them from my house currently to their school, Jamel was making, you know, like, so some children that have autism, sometimes they can kind of go into, like, a world of their own, and when they're doing that, they can maybe make sounds, their eyes are kind of wandering everywhere, and they're basically like in their own little bubble. And he was doing that, and he was making a few sounds, and then Joel is at some stage, he was at a stage where he had just learned his alphabet and his numbers, so he was repeating them like constantly, very loud on the bus. And now that I think about it, it's funny, but at the time, oh my gosh, I wanted the ground to just swallow me up. And the bus was completely quiet, and this is a bus full of loads of people, and I don't know why, but it was just completely quiet. And I felt like everyone was just staring at us, and I just felt like, wow, like now I understood, like when I seen other people, other parents with like maybe children that have disabilities that are a lot more visible, and you can kind of sometimes gauge how the parent kind of feels like, and it feels like everyone is just looking at them. And that's why I try not to ever do that. Even when a child is like screaming or crying on the bus, I never look or make the parent feel uncomfortable, because you just can't help the way your child is going to act. I'm not gonna lie, I felt really embarrassed, and I like, obviously now it takes time, but like I've kind of like given myself that talk and just been like, look, I'm not gonna be embarrassed of my own child. I can't help that he has this disorder or this condition, and it's not his fault, and he's just different at the end of the day. And I really think it's rude to stare. Obviously, if some people smile, they ask questions and stuff, and that's fine, but when you stare or make someone feel uncomfortable, it's not nice. And I just feel like if there is anyone that's here that's watching this video, and sometimes you may just stare out of curiosity, sometimes maybe smile, or try not to stare, because it does make the person feel a bit more uncomfortable. So yeah, that's another thing that I kind of wanted to share. I kind of tried to avoid the bus for a few days after that, but like, what am I going to do? Am I going to walk an hour or 2 hours every day back and forth from the school just because some people are going to make me feel uncomfortable on the bus? No, at the end of the day, I have to get used to it. Just a few things I think it's just that you have to get used to as you learn to kind of deal with the changes that are going on with you and your child. Like this is still very much new to me, and if there is any like parents that are going through, or like any carers that are going through like this whole process at the moment of getting your child a diagnosis, or if you've just found out, or if you've like found out a couple of years ago and you're still going through it, just try to remain calm, try to remain strong. Like, you can do this. I feel like any parent, but like especially parents with like children that have additional needs or like additional health issues and stuff like that, you are so strong, honestly. Like, it's so hard, it's hard work, and you can do it, honestly. Like, so I just wanted to kind of make this video just to kind of be a bit of education and encouragement for anyone that's kind of going through this at the moment. If there's anything else that you want me to kind of discuss about anything to do with like the autism, or like delayed speech, or just anything in general, you can message me on like my socials, my Instagram, my Snapchat. Everything is the same, Rebecca Iku. It's down in the description box. And if there's anything else you want me to discuss on my channel, then just leave it in the comments, or message me like I said, and yeah, I'll make a video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye.